up and welcome back, beautiful souls, to Just a Vision. I am Jaquel Viola, your host and your guide as you are ascending into higher states of consciousness along your spiritual journey. If anybody is new here, welcome. Peace, love, gratitude, and healing. Please subscribe as well as to hit that bell button to be notified every time I post so that you do not miss out. So if you guys are ready to be motivated and inspired to transform your life in all areas, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, sexually, and even financially, through unconditional love, ancient wisdom and knowledge, spirituality, conscious-based information, shared experiences, psychedelics, cannabis, and other natural and holistic ways of healing, then I highly suggest that you stay tuned for the rest of this discussion. Before we get into it, guys, I would just like to say that most of you guys know that I've also been on my own spiritual awakening and self-healing journey for the last 2.5 years now. Now, I'm not completely healed, and I realize that is okay because healing is not linear. And most of us, if not all of us, have a lot of repressed emotions and feelings, as well as years worth of trauma, pain, tragedy, and loss that we haven't yet overcame yet. I realized as well that healing takes time. You got to go at your own pace. Slow and steady wins the race. We all grow, change, and evolve at our own paces. We are always constantly changing, growing, and evolving to hopefully become the best versions of ourselves that we can possibly be. I realize that once you take back power of your life and you do what needs to be done to get you to where you want to be at, the universe will help conspire to make that happen, but you have to put in a little bit of time and effort. And then everything will start to fall into place for you. So recently, guys, the concept and the idea of balance, as I have right here, has been something that has been showing up in my life a lot recently. Whether it's finding the balance between my mind, body, and emotions, the balance between the light and the dark, balance between work and play, or even balance between the good and the bad in masculine and feminine energies. So I found out that there are a few different definitions of the word balance, but the one that I, like the most said that balance is basically a condition in which different elements are equal to one another or they are in correct proportions to one another. So guys, a couple of days ago, I just happened to be scrolling through Facebook because I'm in a bunch of spiritual groups on there. And I was scrolling through my newsfeed and I happened to click on one of these posts that was from one of my spiritual groups. And it was a reader or a tarot card reader who just happened to be doing general readings for this week for each of the zodiac signs, but more specifically, the elements. And if you guys didn't know, each of the elements, water, fire, air, earth, and ether, all correspond to certain zodiacs. So for example, for the fire sign, the zodiacs that are corresponded with that would be Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. And so I'm a Leo, and it caught my eye because of what the reading said. So basically the reading said something along the lines of, I see someone is finally balancing or learning to balance out their impulses, not letting their emotions get the best of them, as well as them learning or understanding that they have control over their emotions and understanding of things. And the biggest reminder at the bottom of it said, balance is key, which is what we're going to be basically talking about, or what we have been talking about. We've been talking about the balance between the mind, the body, and the emotions, as well as the balance between all four of our bodies: our mental body, our emotional body, our physical body, and our spiritual body. So it was actually quite funny, guys, because before I even saw that post, I had already been doing my own research so that I could take time for myself and truly understand what emotions are and how they affect us as human beings, but also how to properly deal with my own emotions. Because as I told you guys before, so many of us have a lot of repressed emotions and feelings because we were never taught how to deal with that. And it's not even our fault. It's because of the way that we were conditioned to grow up and think that our mind and our body are separate entities and that everything is separate from each other, when in reality, everything is connected in one way, shape, or form. It's just that there are people out in the world that don't want us to know that, and they don't want us to be able to take care of ourselves and heal ourselves from the inside out. But I am here to be your guide and your leader, and to teach you guys that you are the author, you are the creator, and you are the medicine to your life's problems and situations. So if you do not like the way things are going, then you have to change it. But with that being said, I've also already told you guys that in order to live a life of satisfaction, ease, happiness, success, and contentment, you have to be able to understand and learn how to balance out your mind, your body, and your emotions so that you can connect back to your soul, your spirit, who you truly are as a multi-dimensional spiritual being experiencing a human existence. You have to find that balance within you so that you can start living your life how you want to live it, not how other people want you to live it, but how you want to live it. So, I have a few quotes for today before we get into the actual discussion of the day. And the first quote says, "Optimum health requires the mind, physical body, and spirit." Now, you guys know that I don't consider it to be the mind, body, and spirit / soul connection. I say it's the mind, body, and emotions connection, which equals the soul. And the next quote that I want to read to you guys says, "The mind and body are not separate. What affects one affects the other." And as I've mentioned to you guys before, since the 17th century, Western culture or Western civilization, what we have over here in America, actually started to see the mind and body as being separate and distinctive entities, which they basically said that our bodies were like robots and machines with replaceable parts and that had absolutely no connection to the mind whatsoever. And because of that, it actually reduced the human's emotional and spiritual life, as well as downplaying our ability to be able to heal ourselves from the inside out, which is why we have all of these doctors and stuff nowadays. Now, I don't want to say that there's anything wrong with doctors, but they downplayed our ability to be able to heal ourselves, knowing that we are the author, we are the creator, and we are the medicine / doctor and healer to our life's problems and situations. They just like to do the external things. I don't like to get to the root cause of what's really going on, but that's besides the point. So as you guys can see here, I have the word wellness and I have the word illness. Well, wellness is actually the harmony and or balance between the mind, body, and spirit. Now, I'm just gonna leave the word spirit there because most people know of it as the mind, body, and spirit / soul connection. I'm not gonna, be like, oh, it's not the soul, it's the emotions, but you guys know what I mean when I say spirit. I mean emotions. So wellness, as you can see here, broken down, literally means the harmony and or balance between our mind, body, and spirit. Whereas illness, which is broken down over here, is the disconnection or disturbance and or imbalance of the mind, body, and spirit. So let me repeat that for you guys. Illness is the disconnection or disturbance and or imbalance of the mind, body, and spirit. So as I mentioned to you guys before as well, I believe the connection of the soul / spirit is actually the mind, body, and emotions, and the soul encompasses all three of them. The mind, body, and emotions. And what I've also learned along my own spiritual journey is that our souls expect us to become aware of our mind, body, and emotions so that we can express divinity in human form. Because as I told you guys, we are multi-dimensional spiritual beings experiencing a human existence, which is why we have to go through the trials, the tribulations, the setbacks, and the heartbreaks and all of that. We have to go through that in order for us to grow, change, and evolve and to become the better versions of ourselves. But most people don't realize that. They just like to be like, oh, well, this happened to me, that happened to me, and this is why I am, and this is why my life is the way it is. But you have to realize, guys, that if you do not like the way your life has been playing out, then you have the ability within you to change your life for the better. You just have to take action, make those necessary changes that need to be made, and then the universe will help conspire to make it all happen. You just have to put in a little bit of time and effort, guys. This is your life. Do what needs to be done. Find that balance within your mind, body, and emotions. Find that balance within your mental body, your emotional body, your spiritual body, and your physical body so that you can live that life of ease, of satisfaction, of happiness, and contentment. Because you're not worried about what other people think about you anymore, and you're not worried about the external environment. You're focusing on yourself and getting yourself to where you want to be so that you can live your best life. And so you guys know that the last few videos, we've literally been talking about the connection or the triad of the soul, the mind, the body, and the emotions. So today, in our soul light knowledge, we are on lesson 4, and we are going to be talking about the body. So guys, before we get into the body aspect of the triad of the soul, I want to give you guys a little bit of a recap of what we learned in the previous discussion, and I will put the link in the description box below. But the last discussion, we talked about the mind. Now, the mind governs our mental and emotional aspects. It houses our superconscious, our subconscious, and the conscious psyches of the mind. It allows us to be awake and aware of ourselves, knowing that we are alive and we are well. We are sitting here today, and maybe you're even watching this video. It allows us to be aware of ourselves, allows us to be aware of other people and the world around us, as well as it powering our ability to be able to think and speak for ourselves. The mind has several parts, guys. I could talk to you guys about that for days and days and days on end, because there's so much to learn about within the mind. But we'll get into that in more upcoming videos and discussions. But for right now, we are just going to talk about the ego-based mind and the divine mind. So our ego-based mind was actually created, or it was meant to be used as a tool to help us create our realities by setting our intentions, planning and executing our goals, and then it to be turned off so that we can live in a place of presence from our divine mind, where we're happy, we're content, we're just going with the flow, and we're just being ourselves. The ego-based mind was meant for us to be able to organize, to plan, and to get things done, while the divine mind was for us to be able to just go with the flow and allow things to happen as it's supposed to. But guys, this concept has been long gone and has been long lost, because we mostly operate from our ego-based mind, which is very loud and exhausting. But we can't blame ourselves, because of the fact that it all happened because of our forefathers, who were very demanding and aggressive. They just wanted everything to be done their way, and the masculine patriarchal side of things, always doing, but never really trying to sit back and understand why these things are happening. So that's why most of us are dealing with, mental health disorders such as depression and anxiety and even bipolarness, because we don't know how, or we were never taught how to deal with our mind, body, and our emotions in the proper way. And again, that is why I am here to help you guys understand how to balance out the mind, body, and soul, or the mind, body, and emotions, and the different things within our bodies that need to be balanced out, because there's a lot to deal with. But nobody wants to teach you. Well, I'm here to teach you. So, with that being said, let's get into the body. All right, everyone. So, soul light knowledge, lesson 4, the body aspect of the triad of the soul. We already went ahead and talked about the mind. Now we are moving on to the body. So guys, the body, or our body, allows us to be able to experience the world physically. And as you can tell, I have my little person drawn up here, what the body looks like. Do not mind my body. I can draw and I can paint and all of that, but let's just say markers are not my best friend. I've never liked them ever since I was younger. I don't know what it is about markers, I just don't like them, but that's besides the point. So anyways, guys, our body allows us to experience the world physically using our 5 senses, which would include our touch, our sight with our eyes, being able to smell with our nose, being able to taste with our mouth, as well as being able to hear with our ears. We all have a body. It doesn't matter how big it is or how little it is. We all have a body. It is our physical structure. It is the vessel that we came here to earth in. And as I told you guys before, we are highly powerful, multidimensional spiritual beings experiencing a human existence. Our souls came to this earth plane to experience life as it is through these senses: sight, touch, smell, taste, and hearing. Our body also holds our brain, our heart, our body parts, as well as our muscles and the tissues. Not only that, guys, our body also consists roughly of 50 trillion cells, in which they collectively organize our tissues, our nerve bundles and endings, our bones, and our organs into this outward physical form, as you can see here. And our body usually tries to communicate to us through symptoms and physical sensations. And these symptoms and physical sensations can actually be either positive or negative sensations. So for more positive sensations and symptoms, you would be able to have that euphoric feeling where you're happy, you're healthy, you're excited, you feel that sense of bliss, you feel connected to the world around you. And even here, guys, it even says healthy. You break the word up like I did all the other words, and you have heal and thy. Heal thyself, healthy. This was whenever you have balanced chakras and you are able to feel that kundalini energy rising within you and connecting you back to your higher self, connecting you back to that God within you, because each and every single one of us is our own God and or goddess. If we are made in the image of God, we are our own God and or goddess, and we have to realize that. We have to connect back to ourselves, our soul, our spirit, who we truly are as highly powerful multi-dimensional spiritual beings. But in order to do that, you must balance out your mind, your body, your emotions. You must balance out your chakras. You must balance out each of the bodies that you have, because we are made up of more than just our physical body. We have our mental body, our emotional body, our spiritual body, and our physical body. So whenever we have these healthy symptoms and physical sensations that are going through our body, you'll be able to feel happiness, joy, excitement, bliss, feeling connected to all things around you, feeling connected to God, feeling your balanced chakras, feeling that kundalini energy arising within you, that chi, your prana, your life force energy. You will be able to live your life how you want to live it. You will be able to live that life of ease, of satisfaction, of success, and contentment, because you are doing what you need to do to get you to where you want to be. You're focusing on yourself and you're not worried about anybody else. But whenever your body starts to experience these negative symptoms and physical sensations, those aren't very good, because those can lead to feeling depressed, where you're unhappy, you're sad, you're lazy, you're lethargic, you're even anxious, where you're worried, you're fearful, you're scared to even live life. And that will lead to you being very ill, being very sick, and being unhealthy. Even right here, the word disease, it literally means a lack of ease. You have a lack of ease in your body. You have a lack of ease in your mental body, your emotional body, your spiritual body, or even your physical body. You have a lack of ease in your mind, a lack of ease in your emotions, a lack of ease in your body, whatever it is. These negative symptoms and these negative sensations will tell you when your body is sick, when your body is ill, when your body is unhealthy. You just have to take the time out of your day to stop for a second and listen to your body, listening to what's happening in each area of your body, because you will be able to figure it out. All you have to do is learn about your chakras, learn about yourself, learn about your body, and you will be able to heal yourself. So as I've talked to you guys about before, if there is an incoherent signal between the mind and the heart, then a number of negative symptoms and physical sensations may arise throughout the entire body. If you guys have not watched my video discussion on the mind and heart connection, or the mind and heart coherence, I'm not sure what I titled it, but if you have not watched it, I will put the link in the description box below. But within that video discussion, I talked to you guys about how negative emotions and negative thoughts equal an incoherent mind and heart connection. So as you can see over here, if you have happy, positive, and vibrant thoughts, you're going to have a good mind to heart connection. That's where you feel very healthy and happy with your life. You are doing what you need to do. You're successful, you're content, you're taking care of yourself in all areas, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, sexually, and financially. You're living your best life and you're successful. You're doing the things that you want to do because you stopped allowing the negative thoughts and the people in your external environment to run your life, and you took back power of your life and you did what you needed to do to get you to where you want to be at in life, guys. But if you have negative emotions and negative thoughts, it's going to cause an incoherent mind to heart connection, which then a bunch of different physical sensations and symptoms may arise. So if the mind, or if your mind is crazy and chaotic, and your heart is hurt, broken, and unhappy, then the signals to the brain will not sync up properly. So if your mind is not in the right space and your heart is not in the right space, then that connection right there between them is not going to be good. It's going to be all broken. It's not going to sync up properly, so then you're going to have a bunch of mixed signals being sent throughout your body, which then, because of that, the body will face a bunch of different consequences, such as negative symptoms and sensations, disease, illness, pain, worry, stress, imbalanced chakras, and etc. That's why it is highly imperative to make sure that you take care of not just your physical body, but also your mental body, your emotional body, and your spiritual body. Because all of that wrapped up in one will contribute to your physical body. So it is imperative to take care of every aspect of yourself to balance it all out, your mind, your body, and your emotions. So guys, by taking care of our bodies, it will then allow us to have increased energy levels. It'll allow us to better be able to accomplish our daily tasks and goals, as well as giving us the ability to concentrate and focus on any given task that we want to concentrate and focus on. We'll be able to do it without a breeze, just doing it how we want to do it. We will flow right through it. But again, if your body is out of whack, then you're gonna feel all over the place. You're not gonna feel grounded. You're gonna feel very unstable and feeling like you can't get anything done and that nothing in life is ever going to get better. So by staying healthy physically, it can actually help you to stay healthy emotionally as well. So if you are eating the right foods and staying active, then your body will be strong enough to be able to help you better cope with stress and fight illnesses. So guys, like I said, it is very imperative to make sure that you take care of each part of yourself. Your mental body, your emotional body, your physical body, your spiritual body, all of your bodies. It's imperative that you balance out your mind, body, and emotions. That way you can live that life of ease, of satisfaction, of, happiness and gratitude. But until you decide to take back power of your life, then you're not going to get yourself to where you want to be. So you have to take the time out of your day to understand each and every single part of yourself. And if you don't even know where to start out at, guys, that is where I come into play, because I am your guide, I am your leader, and I am your teacher into these higher states of consciousness as we are all ascending along our spiritual journeys. So with all that being said, guys, I really hope that you gained some wisdom and some knowledge throughout this entire discussion, and that I gave you a better understanding of how to take care of your body, how to take care of your mind. And next, in the upcoming videos, we'll talk about the emotions and stuff like that. But again, I really hope that you gained something from this and that you take it into account and you don't let it go through one ear and out the other. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, as well as to follow me on all my social medias, and I'll be back with more discussions. Much peace, love, and gratitude.